Okay, today's topic is compound interest, which is a special case of exponential growth in which the rate is divided up into pieces because the bank compounds the interest every so often, which means they're going to take that interest rate that they'll give you every year and they'll break it up into smaller pieces and give it to you in part of a year. So example, if they say monthly, then that would be 12 times a year, or quarterly for quarters in anything, so quarterly would be 4 times a year. Daily, we ignore leap year for these problems. Daily, we would say 365 times a year. So these would be what you would make n in your equation for any of those words. So the formula is almost what we're used to. There's our A. We're used to A times B to the X. Well, B is 1 times R in what we've been working with. But now R is divided by N, which is the number of times in a year that the bank divides your interest into. All right, we're also used to the exponent just being X for years, or in this T for time. But they're going to do the math more than once a year if they have divided your percent up into 12 pieces, then they're going to do the math problem 12 times every year. If they've divided your interest up into 4 pieces, then they're going to do the problem 4 times every year. If they've divided up into 365 pieces, then they're going to do your math problem 365 times every year. So there's a multiplication problem now for the exponent. All right, so A is what it always has been. It's the starting amount. R is what it has been. That's the percent as a decimal. So we're dividing by 100 there. And N is the number of times in 1 year the interest is compounded, how many pieces it's split up into, and T is the number of years. You can use X if you want to, but math books typically use T. Alrighty, so let's set it up and let's get some answers. Write an exponential equation to model the situation. Well, if we deposit $300 into the account, that's our A. And then we have 6% annual interest. So that's our R. 6% divided by 100 would be 0.06. And then here's the new thing, compounded monthly. So our 6% is not happening once. It's going to be divided up into 12 pieces. So N will be 12. Write an exponential situation. So Y equals 300 times 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12, and then the exponent will be 12t, or x if you want to. Okay, so find the balance after 8 years. That's just a matter of substituting in 8 for t and typing it into your calculator. But I do need to mention that you'll need a set of parentheses that we didn't write in that first part A. To get that to work out into the calculator, when you press your exponent key, you'll need to put 12 times 8 in parentheses. The only people that don't need to do that are those with the newer operating system TIs, because their calculator changes when they press the exponent key. Everything you type behind that is the exponent. All the rest of us with old TIs and with Casios need to use parentheses after our exponent key. Okay, and the dollar amount that we get here is Y equals, let's see, $484, and remember to round to 2 decimal places because we're dealing with money, so 24 cents. Okay, our interest, 6%, was divided up into 12 equal pieces, which meant we did the math problem 12 times a year for 8 years. So we have a 12 times 8 for an exponent. Let's try another one. Okay, you deposit $725. There's our starting amount. There's our A. In an account that earns 2.5% annual interest. So divide that by 100. R equals 0.025. And it's compounded quarterly, so 4 times every year. N equals 4. So the equation for this situation would be y equals A, 725, times 1 plus 0.025, divided into 4 equal pieces. And then that means we'll do the math problem 4 times every year for t years. So when they ask us how much money will we have, remember the balance means the amount of money in your account. After 7 years, we just have to plug in that 7 and use a calculator. However, parentheses are critical. So 725, 1 plus 0.025 divided by 4, all of that can go into the calculator like that. No extra symbols needed. But then we need our exponent key, parentheses, 4 times 7. That is 28. So if you just wanted to do it as 28, because you can do that math in your head, that's fine. Okay, so I get $863.18 this time. All right, if you have any questions in class, please let me know.